It is a make or break day for Joe Biden, with a critical meeting of Democrat senators expected to begin shortly. And this is the first meeting after the US president's debate performance that triggered serious questions on his ability to shoulder a re-election bid. The meeting comes amid growing concerns within the blue camp and several Democrat representatives calling for Biden to be replaced with another candidate over questions on his health and mental acuity to continue. However, the 81-year-old slammed his critics within the party and challenged them to take him on at the party's national convention in August. During a phone interview on Monday, Biden dismissed the concerns of some fellow Democrats, saying, and I'm quoting, "The bottom line is that I'm not going anywhere." And it seems that his political rival Donald Trump also agrees with the incumbent leader. Trump, in a separate interview, said that Biden would refuse to quit the presidential campaign. The Republican leader pointed out that the president had secured the Democratic nomination because of all the convention delegates he won the backing of during the Democratic primaries held this year. Amid growing concerns and media reports on Biden's health, the White House also issued a press statement on Monday to dismiss claims that Joe Biden was seeking treatment for Parkinson's.
If it's not in the medical report, obviously it's not something that the president is dealing with. Well, I can tell you this. Just going back to Parkinson's for a little bit, so to give you some answers here, has the president been treated for Parkinson's? No. Is he being treated for Parkinson's? No, he's not. Is he taking medication for Parkinson's? No. So those are the things that I can give you full-blown answers on. But I'm not going to confirm a specialist, any specialist that comes to the White House out of privacy.
Now, the White House statement followed media reports that surfaced last week, claiming that a doctor specializing in the illness had paid visit to the White House at least 8 times over the past year. Now, to understand this development further, we spoke to Peter Kuznick. He's a professor of history and director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at American University. This is what he had to say.
The next 24, 48 hours will be crucial. Right now, the pressure is mounting, but it's behind closed doors. So we don't know exactly what is being said. There's an important meeting going on right now among congressional Democrats. And we know that many people are going to be making the case for Biden to step down, arguing that Biden will not defeat Trump, that if Trump gets power, that'll be an existential threat to American democracy, and that the Democrats need a much stronger candidate. There's a lot of concern also among Democratic candidates lower down, local elections, House elections, Senate elections, that if Biden's on the top of the ticket, that turnout is going to be depressed and that they're going to also lose. And so the Democrats fear a bloodbath in the upcoming election if Biden remains at the top of the ticket. But Biden is in control, and he seems to be fiercely resisting all the pressure to step aside. In fact, some of the things he's saying seem to be almost delusional about the support that he has, about how strong the candidate he is, about his chances for winning in November. And so we see the polling, and approximately, or more than 3/4 of the American people say that he's too old, and mostly younger Americans are really disappointed, not only with his age and mental acuity, but also with his policy toward Gaza, and many also with his policy about Ukraine. And so this is a very, very serious moment for the American public.
And for the latest, our correspondent Susan Tehrani is joining us live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What is the latest you're hearing from the Democratic senators meeting that is about to take place?
The Democrats are scheduled to have a meeting during the lunch. President Biden, of course, is not going to be present during that meeting. And then you had congressional Democrats meeting in the morning as well. We heard GOP leaders also have a press conference just a few minutes ago Of course, while they're acknowledging the fact that President Biden does have issues with mental acuity and he's not fit to run, it appears that the Republicans would welcome having Biden as a contender against former President Donald Trump. They'd probably even prefer to have Vice President Kamala Harris as well, considering the fact that she's less popular than the incumbent. Nonetheless, as our guest mentioned, President Biden is in charge. Some might say the First Lady Joe Biden is in charge, and Hunter Biden seems to be playing an unofficial White House chief of staff, pushing his father to continue running. But nonetheless, here we are right now. It's going to be very hard to replace President Biden if he doesn't want to himself. Time is running out as well. The convention is coming up.
Absolutely, and we're sitting here about 4 months from the presidential elections. Thank you so much for joining us on WION, Susan, and getting us all those updates.
That's right.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.